Hey everyone, this is Josh from before. I'm here with McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gold Label Collection Wave 2. This is the Flash, Earth -52. And if you know him from the comics, this is when Red Death from the Dark Knights had Bruce Wayne's personality removed and he became a good guy. And we'll just take a quick look at the box. This is a Walmart exclusive. These just went up kind of unannounced and we're just shipping right away, which is kind of a nice surprise. But I'll tell you right now, this is probably not going to be a really great review for me. The Red Death is one of my least favorite figures that they've done in this whole line, and if this is more of the same, it's not going to blow me away. But let's take a look. So first of all, they just got him in this kind of weird static pose in the blister here. Like he's just got his arms at his side, but his legs are kind of bow-legged. Not exactly the most dynamic pose, especially for Gold Label, their premium, their quote-unquote premium offering. So here he is. You'll have to excuse my hands. I got blue dye and my cat scratched me. Here's what he looks like. He looks pretty nice just at first glance, but what really bothers me, and I went over this in great detail with the Gorilla Grodd review, that's just mostly just unpainted gold plastic. They put like a clear coat over. It's not gold, and you can see the parts that are gold really stand out and look really sharp, and then they're just against this kind of, you know, plastic that has marbling in it. It's not like, look at his face. It's not super crispy. Like the details don't really pop. And I'm like, obviously you can see from the back, I'm all in on this multiverse line, and I usually come down really positive on them. But when they do something like this, it just kills it for me. Like you can see the Gorilla Grodd was like a slightly different color, but it's unpainted plastic. And you compare that to something like this Wonder Woman that's totally painted in gold. It's night and day. Like this just looks, it looks cheap compared to this. And then the other thing that really drove me nuts about the original Red Death is something about it just feels like lower quality plastic than all the other figures in this line, especially these sort of embellishment, you know, these sort of fins that stick out and stuff. And I have no way of knowing what exactly materials they used, but it just in hand, like when they did the big bone spikes on Devastator, those were like a softer rubber, and it was just a more pleasant like experience holding it in your hand. This just doesn't feel quite up to the standards of the rest. As you can see, he's got a big hole in his back, which I would presume were meant to be for Speed Force effects, but neither the original Red Death nor this came with those. And this guy came with absolutely zero accessories, no different hands, no nothing. He came with the hockey puck little disc that they all come with, but that's it. Which, I mean, this is Gold Label, right? This is supposed to be your kind of more upscale, even though the price point's the same. Like it's supposed to feel a little bit more of a premium, hard to find, either variant or new sculpt, and this just doesn't have any of those. And then this guy, his articulation's all right. Really not great here. Kind of an odd bow-legged, which I you know, sometimes these look all right when they're kind of flared out like that and they accentuate the big pose. But as you can see, like this guy's in a running pose right now. It's not particularly, like I wish I could get him into a better running pose. Part of the issue with that is the fact that these hands, he's got one good running hand, and then this is a gun hand. He has no accessories. He's a speedster. Like, what am I, you know, what are you doing with his hand? I mean, I feel like I came up with an okay solution. with this pose. But that's just, I don't know, that's just not going to fly for me, I don't think. I'll put him through the motions just so you can see him, even though if you've seen this guy before, you've seen him before, because this is just a repaint. And you know what, like, this is one of those situations where the repaint makes sense and works, because this is a, you know, the same character. He literally changed color in the comic. It was part of the story. It was part of his, you know, character arc. They just didn't quite. They just didn't, I feel like they just didn't put in the love. And the rumor is they were kind of not blindsided, but they kind of scrambled to do those Justice League Snyder Cut figures because the turnaround was pretty tight. So I feel like maybe they've just been stretched too thin lately, trying to get as much stuff out as they can. Plus, they're doing a bunch of new, you know, they got a whole new dedicated Spawn line. They've got a bunch of other properties they're about to announce. So this just feels like, you know, it moved down on their priority list, and they didn't quite give it as much love as they should have. I absolutely hate when people just throw around the word lazy, because I don't think that's fair. There's no way of knowing whether somebody, you know, who for all we know worked very hard on this, was being lazy about it. But this does feel kind of low effort, I have to admit. And it's mostly just this unpainted plastic. It just, I know these toys, you know, to hit the price point, they don't put as much paint on it. It is what it is. But it's still, like, look at his head right there. You know, look at the way these sort of rib kind of things really pop. And this, like, feels low effort, I have to admit. So there it is. I'm going to keep this short because this guy's just basically a repaint, and I don't have a ton of new stuff to say about it, but I'm not really stoked on this. I'm probably going to find a new home for this guy. This one isn't really a keeper for me. If you love this character, and I know a lot of people do because he was kind of one of the more fleshed out characters in the Dark Knights. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this guy, and I hope you get as much enjoyment out of him as you can if you've been looking forward to him. Me, I'm gonna find him a new home. That's all I got for him. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.